and welcome to another Evenings with Anne. Last year I had a vivid dream that I remember very well. No doubt it was just a dream, but it reminded me that when I feel threatened, insecure and unsafe or afraid, I can call on the name of the Lord and pray for His help, and He will always respond by providing me with shelter and protection. In my dream, I was walking through a small seaside village. My path took me to the waterfront, and there I saw a group of people slouching on a railing. To stay on the path, I had to walk past them. They looked at me intently as if they were sizing me up. I felt intimidated, but kept walking. I was determined not to be ruffled. Once past them, the path narrowed until it was edged by a rocky, steep cliff on one side and large waves smashing into rocks on the other. At some point, my twin had joined me, and we became aware that the ruffians were following and closing the gap between us. Something in the way they walked looked menacing, as if they were on the hunt and we were the prey. We began walking faster, but they kept narrowing the gap. Then we rounded a corner and saw the path had disappeared. The cliff was now very high. The rocks were large and jagged. We were cornered, trapped. I felt panicky and afraid, but my sister remained calm and unflustered. She turned to the cliff face, confidently extended her arm, and with her hand began feeling for a crack where she could insert her fingers. As she did this, I began seeing the cliff face with different eyes. Shimmering in the rock, I now saw the shape of a house and realized my sister had known all along what was there and how to get in. A door slid open, and we stepped quickly inside as it quietly shut behind us. We walked further into the rock house and came to some spiral stairs. By now, the ruffians had reached the point where we'd re-entered the rock, like hounds on the trail of a scent, but unsure where it had gone. They began sniffing and scrabbling at the rock and baying, but no matter what they did, they couldn't get in. Even though we were safely behind the rock, I stayed fearful. As we climbed the staircase, the ruffians started climbing up the outside, leaping from one jagged rock to another. They kept seeking a way in. A brother of mine now joined us. Every now and then we reached a landing with a window that looked out to the sea. I crouched as we crossed these landings because I was afraid that the ruffians would spot me. But my brother and sister just kept walking normally. Once awake, a verse from Proverbs chapter 18 came to mind. The name of the Lord is a strong and mighty tower. The righteous run into it and are safe. Thinking back on the dream, I realized I didn't need to be fearful because the house and door and windows were invisible, if you like, to those who didn't trust God. But I needed my sister to show me a way when I was too afraid to remember I can trust God in all situations. Her example, and then my brother's, reminded me to look with eyes of faith. And that's why being part of the family of God is important. There are times when we need the faith and prayers of our church family to help us as we walk our life journeys. When you are surrounded by trouble, call on the name of the Lord in prayer and trust His protection. As a postscript, the picture on my computer screen later that morning was of a large domed sandstone rock. It was hollow inside. The sea had carved out a door shaped like an arch, as well as two round windows on either side of the door. The sea was visible through each opening, and these were large enough to let in lots of light. The sandstone was beautifully illuminated both inside and out. It was labelled Cathedral Rock. Can I finish by encouraging you to trust God, call on His name, and as we go into the night, let nothing disturb its silence for you. Bye for now.